Today in Cloud Gaming News, we're going to be covering Google Stadia, Xbox Cloud Gaming, but we're going to begin with an update on Amazon Luna, and it's a pretty big update as well. Team Luna has just revealed the games arriving to the service for the month of June, and I have to say there are some very great games included. For the Luna Plus channel, you can expect to see Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, and Samurai Warriors 5 make their way over. Just to be clear, Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 are the recent remakes, and I gotta say it's great to see that Capcom is supporting the service this much. Both of those titles were wonderfully done and highly regarded. If you're a fan of the series and haven't given them a go, you should certainly do so. They were brought up to modern day standards and it really does hold up well. Samurai Warriors 5 is also a very interesting game to get. It's developed and published by Koei Tecmo, and if you've played the Dynasty Warrior franchise, you have a pretty good idea of what to expect. It's also worth pointing out that SW5 was extremely well received by long-term fans of the franchise and newcomers alike. In addition to these titles, it's also been confirmed that Mega Man Legacy Collection will be headed to the Retro channel and Riptide GP Renegade will hit the Family channel. But that's far from all the Luna news to share, because they've also announced the new titles that will be part of the Prime Gaming channel for the month of June. Those games are Far Cry 4, Blood Rain 2 Terminal Cut, Beach Buggy Racing 2 Hot Wheels Edition, Luminous Remastered, and Moving Out. As a reminder, the Prime Gaming channel is available to anyone with an Amazon Prime subscription and is included in that subcost. It's the perfect way to check out Amazon Luna if you're interested and you're within the United States, as that's where Amazon Luna is currently supported. What I find particularly interesting about this month is that every game represents a title from each of the channels that you can subscribe to. There's representation from the Luna Plus, Family channel, Retro channel, and even Ubisoft Plus channel. I have to say it's a pretty good way to onboard new users overall. It seems like a smart idea to give them a taste and let them decide what's best for them. Now let's move from Amazon Luna news to Xbox Cloud Gaming, and there's a very interesting topic to be discussed here today. Some of you may remember something called Project Keystone. Apparently, it was a new piece of hardware that was being developed by Xbox. It was leaked and discussed toward the beginning of the year, and it had myself and many others speculating as to what it could possibly be. Myself, I was on Team Streaming Stick because I think it just makes a lot of sense to enable cloud gamers to be able to access the Game Pass catalog on their TVs without having to pay up front for a Series X or X. Some others were speculating that it may have been a handheld device to take your games on the go. Both pretty solid guesses, but it seems like Windows Central today has confirmed that it is indeed a streaming puck, not a stick. But essentially, it's the exact same idea. The whole point is to connect it to a TV and then enjoy Xbox Cloud Gaming. Microsoft released the following statement to Windows Central. Our vision for Xbox Cloud Gaming is unwavering. Our goal is to enable people to play the games they want on the devices they want, anywhere they want. As announced last year, we've been working on a game streaming device, codenamed Keystone, that could be connected to any TV or monitor without the need for a console. As part of any technical journey, we are constantly evaluating our efforts, reviewing our learnings, and ensuring we are bringing value to our customers. We have made the decision to pivot away from the current iteration of the Keystone device. We will take our learnings and refocus our efforts on a new approach that will allow us to deliver Xbox Cloud Gaming to more players around the world in the future. Following the statement, Juz Corden from Windows Central goes on to say that from what they understand, Keystone has been in development for a couple of years and Microsoft is continuing to finalize the product's feature set. And given their recent statement, it definitely sounds like Keystone is a little bit further off in the distance than we would like to think. I would love to see it launch alongside 4K streaming and possibly the same Xbox UI we all know and love, but I'm very curious to see whether it's gonna get the Series branding. It'd be pretty crazy to see them end up calling it the Xbox Series C after all. But now let's move on to the last segment of the day, and that's Google Stadia news, of which we have two topics to discuss today. The first is a very interesting tweet posted by Wired Productions that just shows the following: top secret, Stadia information inside. If their name sounds familiar, that's because they're the publisher behind Lumo, The Falconeer, and the upcoming Deliver Us the Moon. If I had to take a guess, it's probably going to contain the release date for Deliver Us the Moon, which was supposed to be a pro title for last month, but the fact that they're teasing it like this makes me assume that there's probably going to be more announcements in store. I wouldn't be too surprised to see a port of Martha is Dead here. Better yet, I'd love to see them announce Arcade Paradise is on its way to Google Stadia along with other platforms when it launches as well. Now, if something gets announced by the time I upload and publish this video, take a look at the comment section below. If there's a pinned comment, I'll be sure to let you know what got announced, but I'll also be covering it in an upcoming video. Regardless, more games and more teases for Stadia is always a good thing, and it's something for the community to look forward two at the very least. In addition to this news, we also have a bit of an update on something to do with immersive stream. This time, it's actually stepping out of the gaming realm, but I figured it's important to cover it here as well. The information here comes from 9to5 Google, in which they state that Stadia's cloud GPU tech is now being used for immersive stream for XR. If you're curious as to what XR is, well, it's basically alternate reality, and in this instance, it's being used by both BMW and Ford. BMW is using it to allow users to digitally place a BMW iX or i4 into any real-world environment and to check out the vivid details within it. You'll be able to change the paint colors, lighting elements, and much more. Ford is using it to check out the F-150 Lightning with 13 interactive elements, including an innovative Mega Power frunk and more. And lastly, Lowe's Innovation Labs is using it to help customers design and visualize their dream kitchens. It was stated earlier this week that Immersive Stream was going to showcase new partners, and I have a feeling this is what they were talking about then. Now, I won't spend too much time talking about the specific details here because it's not cloud gaming related, but I do think this paints a pretty good picture of just how wide the net Immersive Stream is. Not absolutely everything with Immersive Stream is going to affect Stadia for the better. In some cases like this, I doubt Stadia can make much use of the AR technology, at least not anytime soon. But on the other hand, it is also proof that Immersive Stream can expand much further than what Stadia ever initially planned to do so. And by doing this, they're securing more funding for the same technology that currently powers Stadia. Whether or not it's going to be invested into Stadia is really the question at hand. I have my own thoughts on this, but I'm going to be saving it for a future video because I think it's still a little too early to tell what exactly is going on. And regardless of anyone's viewpoint or what people might say, it's really just a matter of time before we actually see how all of this plays out. And with that, we'll wrap up this Cloud Gaming News Day. But before we sign off, I do want to ask you a question. How do you feel about Immersive Stream being used for XR technology? And can you think of any other cool way to implement it in another industry? Personally, I think Lowe's Innovation Labs is onto the right path here. I think this sort of stuff definitely has a future in design, and I really can't wait to see this tech get even better and evolve as time goes on. Now, if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful at all, be sure to hit that like button as it really does help the channel out, and if you're wanting more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. As always, I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. This has been the Virtual Cloud, giving you the latest and greatest on everything cloud gaming related, and until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.